And I'm glad that this debate has been selected today. I understand the Minister for Justice is not available, or the Junior Minister for Justice. That's a pity, but at least I've been told that in advance. But it is a pity because I have to say, in the village of Duleek, County Meath, there is considerable fear and apprehension at the moment in relation to the surge of burglaries of premises and indeed of robberies as well, which have taken place in the past. In this year alone, there have been 15 burglaries of houses and offices reported to Gardaí. I'm certain there has been more. But there was only one reported in January, one reported in February, 13 reported in March, as I understand it. This week alone, we had a particular surge where the local youth cafe, which has only just opened and has really only opened through the voluntary effort of a large part of the local community, was burgled of its televisions and other equipment that have been generously donated and fundraised for by the local community. Local businesses, including hairdressers, barber shops, pubs. I believe there was a burglary last night again in a local licensed premises. These are happening on an ongoing basis, and there's considerable fear and anxiety in the community. Yes, the Gardaí do their best. Yes, we all have a good relationship with the local superintendent who does his best. But no, we don't have a full-time Garda station. This is something that I've been looking for a long time. We don't have a full-time Garda station. The Garda numbers tend to waver and vary between 3 and 4 for this village. So clearly that's not enough. The village is earmarked by criminals, in my view, as somewhere where Gardaí don't be. And the simple answer to that and the solution to that is that more Gardaí would be appointed to this area. The reality is, Minister, that since the population boom came, and more people came to live in areas like Duleek and East Meath in general, the Garda management, in my view, have not recognised that fact. I mean, the number of Gardaí has effectively stayed stationary for many, many years. And people will recall in the past when there was a full-time Garda station there. But that's not existing now there, when you have easy pickings now of many new houses, of people out and of a motorway network to allow these criminals to operate. I wish the Gardaí the best of luck, but Minister, we are demanding more Gardaí for Duleek. The people are demanding a full-time Garda station. That's the only thing that will put these people off doing their terrible acts.
Senator Anfield.
Thank you, Conor, and I am taking this on behalf of the Minister for Justice. The House will be aware that the Commissioner is responsible for the detailed allocation of resources, including personnel, transport and other facilities throughout the organisation, and the Minister has no function in this matter. This allocation of resources is constantly monitored by the Commissioner and her senior management in the context of demographics, crime trends, policing needs and other operational strategies in place on a district, divisional and regional level to ensure optimum use is made of Garda resources. Duleek Garda Station is in the Meath Garda Division. The Minister is aware of concerns about incidents of burglary in rural Ireland and in particular its effects on the vulnerable in our society, particularly the elderly. The Minister finds it difficult to fathom how anyone could perpetrate such cowardly crimes against our elderly citizens. Operation Fianna was set up to combat incidents of burglary and related criminality. This operation has proven to be successful nationally, with several thousand arrests and prosecutions for burglary offences. An Garda Síochána also continues to work closely with communities through Community Alert, Neighbourhood Watch and other organisations to provide expert crime prevention advice and support to communities. The Garda commitment to this approach was underlined in the new guidelines for communities wishing to set up community crime prevention schemes, which were launched by the Commissioner and the then Minister for Justice and Equality in 2013. That work is ongoing within respect to the establishment and revitalisation, where appropriate, of a number of community alert schemes as part of overall crime prevention. As stated above, decisions in relation to the provision and allocation of Garda resources, including personnel and vehicles, are a matter for the Garda Commissioner in the light of her identified operational demands. Specifically in relation to personnel, the Minister has been informed by the Commissioner's Office that there are 278 Gardaí assigned to the Meath Division, of which 4 are assigned to Duleek Garda Station. Duleek Garda Station is a sub-district within the district of Ashbourne. When members attached to the Duleek Garda Station are not on duty, the sub-district is patrolled by Gardaí from Laytown Station and assisted as required by the district headquarters station, Ashbourne. local Garda resources are augmented by the Divisional Traffic Unit, Community Policing Unit, Detective Unit and Regional Support Unit, where necessary, to meet the service demand. Residents in Duleek are assured of a 24-hour response to the calls for assistance. All non-999 112 calls are diverted to Ashbourne Station, which is open and manned on a 24-hour basis. All 99 calls are received at the Divisional Control Room at Navan Station and passed to the appropriate patrols on duty. Last September, this government oversaw the first recruitment of new Gardaí since 2009. The Garda College was reopened for new recruits and the government is committed to not letting it close again. To date, 300 new recruits have entered the Garda College, with the first of these to join the force as sworn members in May. The Minister is happy to confirm that she has received sanction from the Minister for Public Expenditure and Reform, Brendan Howlin, for the recruitment of a further 250 new Gardaí over the coming months. She promised seamless ongoing recruitment and she is delivering on this promise. The additional recruitment will bring to 550 the total number of Gardaí that will have been recruited by this government between September 2014 and October 2015, and signifies the determination of the government and the Minister to deliver an effective, responsive police service to protect our communities. Responsibility for the efficient deployment of Garda vehicles in each division is assigned to the divisional officer, who may allocate vehicles between stations as required by operational circumstances. The Senator would appreciate that a degree of flexibility in allocating and reallocating vehicles among stations is essential to the efficient management of the Garda fleet. The Minister recently secured a further €10 million for investment in the Garda fleet, of which €7 million was made available in 2014. This funding brings the total investment in the Garda fleet in 2014 to €11 million. The remaining €3 million is being made available for the purchase and fit-out of additional Garda vehicles in 2015. In October 2014, an order was placed for 370 new vehicles. These vehicles were delivered towards the end of 2014 and, following fit-out, are being deployed in accordance with the Garda Commissioner's operational requirements. The Minister has been advised that the needs of the area referred to will be fully considered when new Garda vehicles are being allocated. As you can see, the Government, the Minister and the Commissioner are committed to putting in place the necessary resources, systems and operations to support the efficient delivery of the best possible policing and security services, not just for Duleek and the Meath division, but for all our communities and indeed across the country. Thank you.
Supplementary.
Yeah, just to let the Minister know what's actually happening here. If she knows the geography of County Meath, the particular Garda division that's based at Ashbourne covers all the way from the Kilcock Bridge there and the Meath-Kildare border, all the way up to the outskirts of Drogheda, across the Lake Town, including Stamullen, including Duleek, almost over to Navan, including the Rathfy area, and including the busy N2 road, which is a particular road issue, but also is the scene of a lot of crime as well, it has to be said. So what is actually happening in this area is that sometimes, if there's a burglary or an incident down in Dunboyne, Gardaí from Laytown are driving down there to try and catch the criminals down there. And what happened the other night was that there was a robbery in Dunshaughlin of a shop. Straight up then, we understand the same people up to Duleek. The Gardaí, it seems to me, are chasing around the place looking for these criminals. They are doing their very best, and I am in full support of the Gardaí, but they need more support. It is not acceptable that a Garda from Laytown has to drive to Dunboyne. You wouldn't ask a Garda from Blanchardstown to drive to Drogheda, but that's exactly the same distance, and that's what's happening. And this needs to change. We did have a separate Garda division of East Meath for just Laytown, Duleek and Stamullen. That was abolished under Commissioner Callan when this government came in, and that has really left us in a hole, because the East Meath area, and particularly Duleek, has not been able to fight for its own resources within whatever way the Gardaí do it internally. And Ashbourne, Dunshaughlin, Dunboyne, Laytown in the one area is a disaster, and it's showing up in the crime figures.
Thank you very much, Senator.